not to be impressed when you see entire houses being swept away by floodwaters in the west.
Fires stretch from one end of Texas to the other.
Tornadoes, a dozen tornadoes have already been spotted.
Liberals will say, well, if it's cold, it's global warming. If it's snowing, it's global warming. If it's hot, it's global warming. There's nothing that doesn't prove that it's global warming.
The latest estimates for rebuilding from Irene, already $7 billion.
2011 is now on track to be the most expensive year ever for weather-related damage.
A drought of historic proportions has hit Nepal.
The horror of raging wildfires is again returned to Russia.
They say it was like nothing they've ever seen before.
16 of the last 20 years are the hottest on record.
The science is not in.
It is in.
No.
Stuart, quit saying that.
No, the debate is not over.
The globe is actually cooling and has been cooling since 2002.
The consensus is that there is no consensus.
I mean, how do you not? Global warming is real.
You're about to self-implode.
The ice caps at the poles are not going to melt. The oceans are not going to flood the coast. I promise you, 20 years from today, I'll be the one that's laughing.
The worst that would happen is I just get really wet if I just stood in place.
No, you fall, you try to run, you bang your knee on a piece of ice, and you bust your knee.
I have to get this picture.
The first time I worked with James, it was obvious how he goes about things, you know?
All right, quickly. This light won't last forever.
He pushes it, he's looking for something.
You do have rope in the car?
Yeah.
Go back and get whatever you have.
Okay.
All right, I'm almost certain to get wet, okay? In fact, I think I'm so certain to get wet, I'll take my boots off.
And it was very interesting because it was his first real encounter at looking at ice in that way. He really did fall in love with it.
There's this limitless universe of forms out there that is just surreal, otherworldly, sculptural, architectural, insanely, ridiculously beautiful. And that's when I thought, okay, the story is in the ice, somehow.
I was about 25 or so, I guess, and I was finishing my master's degree in geomorphology. And I loved the science, but I wasn't interested in being a scientist. The modern world of science was all about statistics and computer modeling, and that just wasn't me. I had no contacts in the photo world. I had no knowledge of the photo worlds, but youthful brashness can take you a long way, make things happen. So that's how it worked.
I had this idea that the most powerful issue of our time was the interaction of humans and nature. One of the subjects I started to look at involved people hunting. But they were bloody, gory, horrific pictures, hard to look at, hard for me to look at even today. And so when I had this idea to look at endangered wildlife, I realized that I needed to show these things in a more seductive fashion. I had to look at it in ways that would engage people, pull them in.
He's always taken the big view. You know, he's not looking at this little micro slice. He's really